and welcome to the Employment Tribunal Reform Project presentation on using MyHMCTS to submit applications to the Tribunal. The Employment Tribunal Project is part of the HMCTS Reform Programme, which has a vision to modernise the justice system to make it more straightforward, accessible and efficient. As part of this project, the Employment Tribunal now have 4 offices, known as our Reform Early Adopter sites, who are piloting the new service and features as they are developed. Our 4 offices are Bristol, Leeds and Nottingham in England and Wales and Glasgow for Scotland. MyHMCTS is a service available for professional legal organisations to interact with HMCTS. This is now live and available for our Employment Tribunal users with cases in the reformed early adopter sites. MyHMCTS already offers functionality to submit an ET3 response form. A link to the recording of the webinar held on the 4th of July demonstrating how to register and submit an ET3 is available at the end of the video. Or you can search the YouTube site and type in Employment Tribunal's Reform Webinar 4th of July 2023. Today's session will talk you through how to submit and respond to applications using MyHMCTS. Before you can use MyHMCTS, you will first need to register your organisation. Within your organisation, you will need to have a MyHMCTS account administrator. Registration can be completed now or once you are aware of an ET claim and you wish to use the service. Once you have registered, the account will take a couple of days to be set up. You will then be notified when your account is ready to use. Your MyHMCTS account administrator within your organisation can then invite users within your organisation to have access to MyHMCTS so they can progress employment tribunal cases. This clip will show you how to invite users onto the MyHMCTS. So first of all, as a case administrator, you would log in. Here you would see your organisation's details. You will then go on to users, and on the top right hand side there's an invite user button, and here you would put in the details of a user that you want to invite. And then you give the types of permissions that user can have. It is recommended to give more than one person the case access administrator role, so you can have more than one person in your office. Once you've inputted the data, an email will be sent to the user you've invited in order for them to activate their account. And here, the user will get an email. They will click on the link to confirm their email address, and then they would create a password. Once this is done, you can now, that user that's been invited can now log in to MyHMCTS and commence the notice of change process. Once you have been invited as a user of MyHMCTS, you would need to submit a notice of change via the MyHMCTS in order to add you as a legal representative on the case. This will then give you access to the case. Please note that the 16-digit reference number will be supplied in the documents by the Employment Tribunal on those cases that will work on MyHMCTS. So these will be in the documents issued to the respondent. So once you've been notified of a case that is eligible to use MyHMCTS, you can then log in onto the system. And when you first log in, there will not be a list of cases, but when you can choose your jurisdiction, so you can need to ensure that's employment, and the case type is England and Wales, singles, or Scotland for Scottish cases. You'd click on Notice of Change and you import the 16-digit reference number as requested. You need to ensure that it's the correct number, as if it's not, it won't let you go to the next stage. So once the 16-digit number is correctly inputted, it will take you to the next stage, and here you would need to put in the claims details of the respondent's name on the claim, the claimant's first name, and the claimant's last name. So the system will just check that the 16-digit and these details match before it accepts your notice of change. If it all matches, the system will confirm this and ask you to ensure that the details are correct and that you would serve notice of change to every party to the case. Once it's been successfully done, you will get a notification via email as well as the notice of change banner here, and you can go directly to the case. You can now make an application or respond to an application made by a party using MyHMCTS. If you are making an application, you need to choose one from the list below. Once you have chosen the application type, the next page will give you information on what to provide under that specific application. You also have the option to contact the tribunal if your application does not fall under any of the application types listed. Once you've submitted a notice of change and you now have access to the case and you want to submit an application, you would log in onto the system. Once you're onto the system, the cases that you submit a notice of change will appear under the case list if you have more than one. You would go ahead and choose the relevant case. And here you've got the Case Details tab, Claimant tab, Respondent tab, Respondent Representative tab, Applications and Judgments and Orders and Notifications tab. Under Applications, you'd make an application. And here you'll be able to select from the drop down the type of application you want to make. For this example, we're going to use Postpone a Hearing. And there's some information on what to include in your request to postpone a hearing. You can either upload a document with your reasons, or you can use the box here. After you've done this, it will ask you if you want to copy this correspondence to the other party to satisfy the rules of procedure. You've got an option to click yes and no. If you click on no, you need to provide details for the reasons why. And if you click on yes, it'll take you to the check your answers page. And when you click on submit, the application will be sent to the tribunal. And as you've clicked on yes, a copy will also be sent to the other party. And then an email notification will be sent to yourself confirming you've submitted the application and also to the other party. Every time you submit an application or respond to an application, you will receive an email confirming that an action has occurred on the case. It is recommended that you have MyHMCTS open in a browser before you click on the link in the email, as this will take you directly to the case. If not, it will ask you to enter your email and password. The email notification will go to the email address of the representative who submitted the notice of change on MyHMCTS. As part of the service, you will be notified of any applications made by a party via email, and you'll be able to go into MyHMCTS and respond to that application if required. When you have submitted an application to the tribunal will review and take the necessary action. If a response is issued, you will be notified via email that the tribunal has given you a response. You'll be able to go to MyHMCTS and view the application/response under View an Application. And if you want to respond to that particular application, you need to click on Respond to an Application. I hope you found this video informative. Here are the details of how to contact the Employment Tribunal Project, or if you've got any issues logging in or registration queries, how to contact MyHMCTS. Also, there is a website link to take you to MyHMCTS and the guidance available in relation to Employment Tribunal. Thank you very much for your time.